These arms are mine. They are lonely, lonely and feeling blue. These arms are mine. They are yearning for wanting you, and if you let them hold you, oh, I'll breathe, oh, I will be. These arms of mine, they are burning.
I so many stories that I can't tell you everything. I only can tell you that always I loved people. I loved all the people around me, especially kids. So I had such a good relation with them until then. And one of the stories that always make me to feel not only happy, but to remind me the best days of my life was when I had no big studio to paint, and the mayor offered to me an old school on the mountain that was abandoned actually, and it was broken from all the sides. The glass windows were broken because out of the school kids were playing with balls, and the balls were fall on the windows and there was no window. I mean, no glass on the windows. I was working there for at least 10 years. And when it was summer, it was very nice, you know, the community relations and the kids coming with me all the day, telling them fairy tales, and all the night, sometimes not all the night, until midnight, in a way that the grandmothers and the mothers were calm, okay, they wanted to get rid of their kids, but the grandmothers, they didn't want to be away of their kids, their grandkids, and the grandkids were all with me. So I was giving them sweets and lollies, and there was a small and old playground for kids, and they were enjoying. Also, I was teaching them how to paint, and we had every kid a table with brushes and paints. And in the end, we did an exhibition also. But the thing is that the grandmothers were coming almost midnight, furious on me. What are you doing? Why are you keeping the kids here? And I was trying to calm them down, to make sure that they are not so angry with me, telling them, look, the kids are here because they feel happy. I'm telling them fairy tales. mothers wanted to have time, and especially in the middle of the day, they will send the kids to me because they are sure that I'll take care of the kids. They are safe with me. One day, I had work in the town, and I left on the step of the door a box with my small pots, small glasses with paints, different kinds. And because it was hot the weather, I threw on them a kind of pillow to keep them not to be destroyed by the heat. And suddenly the kids were going there to play and to have company with me, and they didn't find me. And they sat on the pillow, and all the glasses were upside down, yes. And then they took my brushes, I left my brushes there, out of the school, and they started painting the walls of the school, the out walls, with hearts and arrows. I'll show you, I have an image here. And writing, Sophie, where are you? I love you. And the other kid, flowers, I love you, Sophie. So the mayor, in some part of the day, was crossing the road, and he saw all these hearts and arrows, and we love you, and he came to me very furious, telling me, shame on you. We gave you the school to have a studio, because I had no big studio in my home, and I needed a huge studio of the works. And you managed to destroy the walls. I told him, you feel jealous because everybody loves me and no one loves you as politician. Okay, calm down and I'll make something to have funding from the European Union to repair the school. So I wrote, the school needs a new roof, needs a repair of the paints, needs new doors, needs this, that. And the village has many problems because there are some old people and they don't have good roads to walk, and they will break their legs in the end. So that road needs to be straight. The other road needs to have 2 more lights. And so on, I wrote the main things that I was thinking we need in the village. And suddenly he did submit the proposal, and they took the fountain from the European Union, from the state, I don't know exactly from who, but they told me, Sophie, your career is ending in the school, we are repairing the school. So I had no more studio in the school. And they did really repair the school. Still is, okay, it's done. We had a very, very good teacher. Yeah. He was the case of the teacher. I never met in my life until today other teacher or professor or any other person like him. Not even in the university or in the universities of my kids. I never met such a person ever. He was a man from northern Greece, and he was booked through the wars. But he had such a moral behavior, and he was trying every day with the lessons of the school to give us something like value every day of his life. And some of the kids, we didn't understand the gravity of the teaching at the time, at least. But we understand now, of course, and at least me, I'm really grateful. Suddenly, I was more than 30 years old when in the news we saw that this teacher had an accident and he died in the evening Greek news. And I was shocked because I was planning, I had little kids at the time, and I was planning to go and find him and tell him, please, I don't want to teach my kids grammar or mathematics or lessons or anything. I just want you to come once a week, or I will come to you with my kids. I want my kids to hear what you're teaching us. Not lessons, just behavior. just values. And I was planning to meet him and ask him to do this for my kids. But suddenly he was dead after a car accident. And I was in Athens, and the accident happened in northern Greece near his town. And I decided to go to his burial ceremony. I went, and there were 3,000 at least people attending. The church was too small to have so many people, so everywhere around the church was a crowd, all of them talking about him and about his contribution to the development of this area. After teaching us, he went back to his area, and he was one of the pillars for this area. Anyway, everybody was talking about his very important contribution and work, and suddenly it was the time when we say goodbye to the dead person. And I was out of the church. The church was too small, as I told, and I was listening from the sound systems what happened inside the church. And a lot of, not a lot, but a number of people were somehow asked to talk about him and his works and his contribution. And every one of them was telling, in my opinion, very light things. I remember a lady crying and saying, "Oh, we'll never have again feast with you. What we're going to do?" If, as I believe, exists a soul, and this soul is above us, listening what we are saying, he will be scared. What are they talking about? Then he will not have feasts anymore? You had enough of feasts with this man. He was arranging every week feasts for you. What are you talking? Now he's going to another life. He needs somehow to go calm without feeling that he's leaving behind people crying for the lambs and for the chicken. So I was thinking, what are they doing? I don't believe what I hear. I can't accept this behavior toward a dead person, a dead soul, a dead man. And I was telling to myself, if they continue like this, I must go and stop them. And they did. They were telling similar things one after the other. The one was talking about lambs, the other about feasts, the other about things that dancing nights. I must go inside the church and stop them. And how can I do it? With all this crowd in front of me. So I decided, yes, I must stop them. And I went, excuse me, I want to go into the church. Please, excuse me, can I pass? Yes. I went into the church, and with difficulty anyway, and I managed to find the person who was appointed to give you told to talk, you know, the protocol. Right. And I told him, please, I want to talk. I'm one of his students, and I want to talk. Okay, you'll be the last one. Of course, I want to be the last one. Suddenly, I was the last one to talk. So I told in very clear voice and very loud voice, because this teacher was always teaching us, when you are talking, your voice must be clear and loud enough for your audience. Because she wanted to listen when we were reading our lessons or whatever. Anyway, this was for me, they must listen. So I told my dear teacher, I was listening carefully all the previous talks anyway. And I want to add something. You don't deserve this because you're teaching us to go to the way of the light and the sense, because she was teaching us like this. And it's 1 week after Easter. That means the resurrection week. That means the week when the souls are going to the light, to the love, to the beauty of the universe, to the Jesus area. So, I don't want to tell you about feasts or about lamps or about anything like this. I want to wish you to find what you are teaching us to look for in our lives. I wish you to go to the light. Go with our wishes to the light. My teacher, I found fragments. I found fragments through my life in the good and bad moments from great minds. In difficult times, I found words of excellent men. Like once, a French author, and another time of a Russian author, and other times artworks. Just a small part of an artwork was leading my thought and my hope and my expectations. I never was fooled by them. I never was fooled. I never was, cheated by these human thoughts. Anyway, but still my mentors were my father and my teacher. A cousin of mine, years and years ago, told me something about his son. His son was complaining, "Oh, my father, we're poor, we don't have big properties, we don't have," I don't know what kind of wealth he wanted to have. So his father, my cousin, took him out of the house, and their house is on the mountain, having all the view of part of the island, the Ionian Sea, and the continental breeze. It was a very bright day, and the sun was coming up, and he told him, "How big properties, my son, you want to have? Look, this is your kingdom. This view is your kingdom. You want more properties?" I was very young when he told me so. And since then, I'm thinking, every beautiful thing that I love belongs to me, and I belong to everything. So, I think I was never jealous of anything because God gave me all the good things. So, I don't need to belong. I belong anyway. And my belonging is everything around me that I love.
These are